How's it going, film and TV fans? Welcome back to another review on the Off the Cuff Film Review YouTube channel, and welcome back to another installment in Friday the 13th review. Today we are looking at Friday the 13th, Part 3, 3D, released in 1982, and the final installment in the franchise to date to be directed by Steve Miner. Once again, scored by Harry Manfredini, because pretty much most of these fucking movies are. It's definitely an improvement over the last two, because I actually think that the characters are nice here, especially Sully's my favourite character, I think, because he actually has like a serious, cool moment that isn't cringe, camper, let's fuck, we're horny AF kind of moment. It's actually a sincere moment, and it works really well. But I mean, it's still cheesy, and we still don't have Jason in the mask until like at least fucking halfway through the fucking movie. But it is a better movie than the previous two, and at the moment, my favourite movie of the Friday the 13th franchise. And I'll be doing a Friday the 13th ranked video, so you know that's going to be a fun one. But hey, it is just the idea that Friday the 13th is just a bit weird of a franchise, really. And I mean that in the best possible way, because I think it has the potential to be really good, and I really do like slashers and things like silent slashers with masks like Michael Myers. Is one of my favourite franchises. It's just waiting for this franchise to get to the point where he is the mask killer, killing people silently, is getting really fucking annoying, because I mean, like, when I say that, I mean, we actually see him up close, like, physically kill people with his mask on. You actually see the whole length of the body, not just below his fucking legs for the most part for these three at the moment. But it's definitely a movie that does in fact exist, but it doesn't feel like it went too far to be better than the last two. It just felt like if we actually try, we can be better than the last one. Like, but not going with the mindset of actually let's just be so much better than the last two, because that's not really what happens. But it's still, like, I think it's the most enjoyable of the franchise so far. And yeah, the 3D stuff is there and you can see it, but I think this is a fun movie. I certainly enjoyed watching this one opposed to the other two, and it makes me more excited for the rest of this franchise to be a bit better. But at the point, you know, this franchise is, you know, almost beat by beat. All these movies so far we've seen had the same plot of just people dying from Jason in stupid fucking ways, and horny teenagers at the camp. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, we've barely actually seen like the campers, the children, because they actually haven't turned up at any of the camps yet, which is really fucking fair enough, actually. But you know, it's definitely currently my favourite of this franchise, because it is more gory, it's more fleshed out, the characters actually work. And sure, the 3D is painfully obvious what scenes with 3D, and give it credit, a movie doing 3D in the 80s when the 3D craze was really in the late 2000s, early 2010s kind of era. So to give it credit, this franchise being one of the first to do 3D, I give it some credit, but it's not exactly the best 3D in the world, you know. And again, Manfredini's score is decent, it's fun, it's fine, it works. Anyway, yeah, I mean, it's a better movie than the last two, which makes me really happy, because I really don't like those two movies. They're just boring and sleazy and cringe, and here it feels fun again. It feels like the franchise has had like half a shot of adrenaline, because it's still shit for the most part, but it has the characters actually work. I think our main character, who has connections to whatever previous fucking film, I don't care, that works really well. I think they all feel fledged out better and more fun and enjoyable characters than in the previous two. They don't feel like they're there to be killed. They feel like, you know, she's trying to get over the whole Jason thing that she experienced, and I really, really, really rate that a lot for them actually trying to have a cool story moment, and it works really well, because this is a good movie. It's definitely the best one of this franchise so far, and this isn't saying much considering where we're gonna go very fucking soon. But yeah, Friday the 13th 3D, or part 3. It's a fun movie, it's a decent movie, it's an enjoyable movie. I quite like it. It is there, but it's still latching onto the cringe and the cheesy, sleazy stuff from the previous movies. I'm hoping that within the next few it might let that go and become its own thing, but we just don't know yet. And hell, I mean, in contention, like with the previous two, I said, say Halloween 4, 5, I would put this on par with Halloween 4. It's definitely better than Halloween 5, but I put this one on par with Halloween 4, I think. But the other two are just like, I'd rather watch this over Halloween 5, but I'd rather watch Halloween 5 over the last two, if that makes sense. And hell, I'd rather watch Halloween 6 over the last two. But anyway. Bless me. Yeah, it's just... It's just a sleazy slasher that has the same kind of story and structure elements as most of the previous movies, the same kind of shots, and it's nothing special. Although, again, I have read that this one has the Steadicam, which is such an improvement over the shaky jakey movements from the last two, and I appreciate the director seeking out the Steadicam, and that really helps the movie really to find itself forward a bit more than the other two. But it's, like I said, it is good, but it's bad. It's terrible, but it's also quite good, you know? It's in this really weird ballpark of it's the best of this franchise, but that isn't saying much at the end of the day, at least for me personally. So, with all that out of the way, thanks so much for watching my review of Friday the 13th, Part 3, 3D. Tune in for my review of Friday the 13th, the final chapter, I believe it's called, the next one, even though it's really fucking not. But, yeah. Stay tuned for that shit. Have a wonderful day. And bye-bye. For now.